you cheated on me.
Okay.
Yeah, well, my wife doesn't want to have sex with me anymore, so what do you expect me to do?
Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
Alright, so let's slow that down a little bit. How long have you guys been trying to deal with this?
Well, this happened last weekend where my wife went through my email and found out that I have been meeting with a coworker, and it's just been a really bad week. We haven't really talked that much. We're here together right now, but she hasn't talked to me since that night, since Saturday night, really.
Okay.
But I don't want to leave my wife. I don't feel like we've been connecting lately, and something needs to change.
Okay. And what about for you?
This is bullshit. This is not my fault. Like, you're so shady and you're such a liar. I mean, the way you just, like, told her about going through your emails. Like, I was trying to go in there and get your parents' address for Christmas cards. I was not, like, trying to snoop on you, okay? So get that straight, okay? Like, this is ridiculous.
You could just ask me for my parents'
Okay.
address.
Well, you wouldn't answer my phone calls when I tried to call you at work.
Well, I'm at work.
Okay,
How
so
am I
when you
supposed to answer
found
my phone?
the emails, and you're saying that you were looking for Christmas addresses,
Yeah.
so I'm sure it was an extra surprise.
Do you know what that feels like?
Probably pretty horrible.
Do you know what it feels like to read emails? Your husband's sending some other bitch.
Why don't you tell me what it feels like?
She's not a bitch.
Oh, really? Why don't you go be with her then? Why
Because
don't you bring
I
her
love
to
you.
therapy?
Okay, so let's go back. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of tension.
Yeah.
So what I'd love to have you guys do is really figure out how we can come to some common grounds and look at what's happening for your relationship, because you're both here. So it seems like you both really want to work on it, because it takes a lot to come in and have to talk about things that are really tense and painful and face that and deal with that. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to get a little more information as far as when things kind of were first found out. And then I'd like to talk further with how each of you guys are seeing and dealing with this over the course of the week, okay? Alright. So when you found the emails, it was extremely painful. What did you do in that moment?
Like, my face was burning.
Okay.
It was embarrassing. It was like eavesdropping on someone, but then, like, I have a right to know.
Okay.
It was awful.
You were hurt.
Yeah.
And when did you share that you had that information?
Well, I forwarded one of the emails.
Okay. When did you guys first actually talk about it?
Saturday afternoon when I came home from the office.
Okay. What did that look
I was pretty shocked and surprised, and she was pissed at me. And basically said, get away from me, I don't want to, like, what the heck is this? I don't want anything to do with you.
like? Okay. So you're saying that she was angry,
Very angry.
and from your perspective, you were hurt, so you had a right to be angry. And
Yeah,
that
you
was,
could say that.
yeah. Okay. And what did you do after speaking and, seeing this anger and this hurt in your partner?
I mean, I guess it all makes sense, but I just kind of left her alone for a while because I know there's no getting through to her. She wouldn't want to hear my side of the story or my apologies anyway, so I just
Okay.
let her be.
Just to slow it down a little bit, when you say your side of the story, what would you describe to be your side of the story? And have you shared that? Have you had the opportunity to share that?
I don't care what the
No,
side of the story
I
is.
haven't.
Okay.
'cause she doesn't
There's
wanna
no
hear
side
it.
of the story, there's no justification for this, there's no rationale. It's like you go murder someone, and then you just tell the judge, oh, but let me tell you my side of the story.
But again, this isn't
You see what I'm
This
saying?
isn't about justification. All we're trying to do right
So I
now
don't
is
care.
get everything out and understand what each of you are seeing and how your relationship with two people that love each other enough to come in here, could get to a place of where you're having such tension and anger and frustration with each other. So I'm just trying to paint a picture.
Well, let me just say this. I love my wife. There's no one I'd rather spend my life with. I know what I did was not right. I just feel like after a certain point, you didn't want me anymore. There's always an excuse. You don't want to be intimate with me anymore. And after a while, I just get tired of being shut down. And then, and then there's someone who actually does show you attention, or it just, I guess, caught me off guard.
Okay, so you're talking about shut down. At what points did you feel shut down prior to?
Like anytime I try to, after work, connect with my wife or go to bed with my wife, she would basically say she was too tired or she's had a long day or,
I don't know if I can
Stop.
listen to how this is my fault.
I'm not saying it's your fault, I'm just saying
Okay.
I don't think you wanted me in that way.
So again, to look at all the information, when you are approached after a day and you're saying that you're tired or you're having those moments in your relationship, what is that for you? Like, what is going on for you then?
Well, I'm sorry, don't flip over and spread them every time you snap your fingers.
Okay, so let's slow that down a little bit more.
I mean, we're married, so I don't see
Oh my
why
God.
you don't want to be with me anymore.
Like I'm your
Why are we
property,
even
I'm
married?
cattle. You
No.
can fuck me whenever you want.
No.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you feel almost a sense of rejection? Is that,
Yeah, and just
An appropriate label?
disconnected. I don't
Okay.
feel like I feel rejected.
and you're saying that you're not in a place where you find that to be connection?
Like,
Maybe
we
there
have
are
to be
other ways that you have to
connected and
connect.
then we can have sex.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. It sounds like you guys are defining connected a little different, which is normal. So I'd love to hear what each of you have to say as far as what is being connected to you.
Like, answer the phone when I call you.
Okay, so responding by picking up the phone.
And I can't pick up the phone 24 hours a day.
Oh my God.
Okay, so for
Why don't you give
you,
me a schedule
again,
when
we're
it's
slowing
appropriate
it
to call
down.
you?
I can do that.
we're
Oh my
slowing
God.
it down. For you, feeling connected is,
Is being able to court my wife, date my wife, do
Mhm.
things married people do.
And when's the last
so
time
you
you
get
did
to
that?
get a
Affections,
little
my life.
more specific
Okay.
when you're saying
So a
date and court.
physical connection.
Okay, so you want that physical piece.
I
You
do.
see that as connection.
Yeah, I do see
And
that.
neither
as
is wrong by any means. We just have to find the in-between for it
Right.
and what works for you guys as a couple and try to get you in a place of having similar definitions. Okay? Because it sounds like for you, you feel like, oh, I'm sensing this rejection and so I'm going to pull away. And when I pull away, I feel isolated and lonely and like I'm not in a relationship.
I do.
And then for you, from what you're seeing, well, my partner isn't acting like they're in a relationship, so why should I do what they do or go through that process and have to do that every day when I don't feel like I'm getting what I need? Does this sound like where you guys are at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's good, you're agreeing. And when you
Yeah.
have some similar,
It just seems like a vicious cycle. If I can't answer the phone when you call, and if I can't answer it that minute, then you get mad at me, and then when I come home, you don't want to be with me physically. So then we both just don't like each other.
it sounds like, and again, if I use wrong words that don't mesh with where you guys are at, tell me. I'm just trying to understand. So you're feeling that rejection. Do you see that as rejection and how that might?
I guess I just don't feel like I'm a priority to you.
Okay, and so on the flip side of that, how does it make you feel to hear your partner say that you don't make her a priority.
I didn't realize that she felt that way because I'm so busy and sucked into my work. I didn't realize that not answering your call made you feel that way. And I never want to make you feel that way.
And for you to hear your partner say that that's not the intention behind that, is that different from what you've experienced? Is that?
I want to believe that, but I just don't understand how he can't respond to me, but he can respond to this bitch.
Okay.
Like, where are you investing your energy? You know what I mean?
And someone that actually wants to be with
Oh,
me.
see, there it is.
Okay.
Okay.
So again, you feel betrayed, and it's hard to trust when you're betrayed. And you have that sense of, you know, here's someone that I put my trust in and my care in, and then not only are they turning away, but they're giving that affection to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And that hurts really bad.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel to know that this much pain is happening with someone that you love? And do you see that, you know, that seeking affection in that way has that type of impact? That it's not just anger, that there's hurt?
Yeah, I can see how that would hurt her for sure. But if she wouldn't go through my emails, then I guess this would have never happened. And let's not forget that I don't feel very good when my wife, the one person in the world that's supposed to share that with me, doesn't want to be with me. How does that make me feel? Does that mean I'm inadequate as a husband?
And the victim and the martyr.
What?
How does he get to be all that?
I don't have a good enough job.
I'm
I'm
not
not
a
a good enough
word that I
provider
would
for
love
you.
to bring out.
Oh my God.
And I'm curious if it's a word that you've ever heard him say before, and saying that he feels inadequate.
Did he say that?
Mm-hmm.
He just said that?
Yeah.
Why else would you not want to be with me? Even before all
Everything
this.
is about you, isn't it? Wow. It can't just be about that I need some connection from you before we fuck. Like, it all has to be about you. Now you're inadequate. Oh my God.
Just because I can't answer the phone during my business hours,
Okay, and
we're not
again,
connected.
there are
Oh my God.
two perspectives. I'm not saying that one is right, one is wrong. There are two perspectives, and we are just trying to understand the lens that each one is seen through right now. And so, from here, I'm hearing I feel inadequate, and I don't know how to satisfy my partner, and I want to be connected. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wants connection, but doesn't know how to get it. And over here, again, it's I want to feel connected to my partner, but my partner is not doing the things that I need my partner to do to feel connected. And then on top of that, there's an extra layer of my partner's doing things that make me not trust them. And so getting into a place where you can feel vulnerable with each other is a whole other space that takes a lot of work. Is that an agreement?
Yeah. We're even farther away from being able to trust and be vulnerable with each other now.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But it sounds like you both want to be vulnerable with each other.
I do. I don't know, she probably hates my guts. What do you want?
I want to be able to trust you. I mean, yeah, the vulnerable piece, sure, but I feel like that's so far away now.
And are you hearing what she's saying as far as trust? And
Yeah, I
That's
know that I
something that
have to
takes
earn her.
time.
I know I have to earn her trust back, but I want to be able to know that you hear my needs too, and that you want to work towards that. We
Okay,
can
but
both
I
work
just
towards
can't
that.
deal with the idea that you think this is my fault.
I'm not saying this is your fault. I'm saying that I can only
And
take
what
so
I'm
much
hearing,
rejection.
I hear fault thrown out there, but what I'm hearing from over here is actually a little more of I felt inadequate because I wasn't doing things. And so, not so much.
Did you hear he just said, he's like, I can only take so much rejection. So what is that supposed to mean? That means Monday night if I'm tired, that means Tuesday night if I have a stomach ache, and then Wednesday if I work late, okay, so what, 3 times, and then I have to sit here and think about, oh, he went and fuck somebody else?